Mary with our June Cozy Storytime. The theme for our summer reading program this year is all together now. So I've got a great book about friendship. It might not seem like that at first, but I promise it is. The book is How to Apologize, written by David LaRochelle and illustrated by Mike Winekta. I'm sorry, Mike. I forgot to look up how to say your name. I forget all the time. But there is a cute YouTube video of the author and the illustrator living out the lessons of this book. So if you are interested in that, give them a look. But here we go. How to apologize. Everyone makes mistakes. Do you see the mistake here? It looks like Penguin has skydived through the roof into Alligator's house, disturbing Alligator's back. Whether you are big, that big elephant just rear-ended Mouse's tiny car, or small. Looks like small cat knocked over a priceless vase. And when you've made a mistake that has hurt someone or something, the right thing to do is apologize. Apologizing can be hard, especially when the other person is mad. Do you think Rhino is mad? I think Rhino is mad because the meerkats are pin the tail on the donkey right on Rhino's hide. But that doesn't feel very good. It can also be hard to apologize if you need to apologize to someone you don't like. Uh-oh. I think the kite went right into Bulldog's charcoal grill. But it's important to apologize anyway, even if that person owes you an apology too. Look at these two. Here's B. Looks like B is running for student council or something. And B has a poster that says, "Fly smells, PU, like garbage, vote for P." Oh, sorry, vote for B for class president. But look over here. There's Fly. And Fly's poster reads, "B stands for brainless. Vote for Fly. He's your guy." Yeah, I think they both owe the other one an apology. Those are some pretty mean signs. Your apology can be simple. Tell the other person you are sorry for what you did. And Giraffe looks down and says, at Worm and says, "Well, I'm sorry I borrowed your socks without permission." Where did you put the socks? Look, drop it on his head. I didn't know Worms were. But it's also important in your apology not to make excuses. So here we've got a couple of versions. This is how not to make an apology, because Hippo here says, "I'm usually much more careful, but I had an itch on my knee and a mosquito flew down my throat and I was trying to avoid a dangerous looking crack in the sidewalk, and if your ladder wasn't taking up so much space, I wouldn't have bumped into it." Yeah, not a good apology, full of excuses. This is a good way for Hippo to apologize. "I'm sorry I knocked you over." And it's important to be sincere with your apology. Here is a not sincere apology between these two raccoons. "Mom told me I had to apologize for putting your doll in the fishbowl, or I can't go outside and play baseball, so I'm sorry." Yeah, that's not very sincere. Here's another one. Looks like two hyenas here. "Ha! Ha! I'm sorry I accidentally squirted you with the garden hose when you were weeding the flower bed. But you have to admit you look hilarious." Yeah, that also doesn't sound like the person is sincere. Here's another not sincere one. Look, it's a chicken and a goat. And the chicken says, "Look at the new glue and the dark watch I got for my birthday, and I'm having a cupcake party on Saturday. And I'm sorry I said on your violin. And guess who's going was happening with her, you could barely hear. She got very quiet when she was talking about sitting on goat's bottom and cooking. This is an example of a sincere apology. It looks like maybe Porcupine busted squirrel's balloon. And Porcupine says, "I'm sorry I popped your balloon. I really am." You can also apologize with a note. Look at Sloth. Sloth is holding a note that reads, "Dear Sloth, I am sorry I stepped on your toes. I should not have been running fast." From Snail. Even if the mistake happened a long time ago, it's never too late to apologize. Look at these two tortoises. Here we go, right here. This tortoise says, "Do you remember back in 1987 when I called you Pokey Pants?" And the second one says, "Yes." And this one says again, "I'm sorry." And this one says, "Thank you." Look, even after all that time, that tortoise appreciated the apology. If possible, try to fix the mistake. And here you can see Penguin putting a new roof back on Alligator's house from the very first page of the book. But sometimes you can't fix it. In that case, you can still say you're sorry, then take steps to avoid making the same mistake again. Like look here with Rhino, the meerkats are playing pin the tail on the donkey on the tree and not on Rhino this time. It might be difficult, but apologizing will make you feel better. More importantly, it will make the other person feel better. Can you see what happened here? I think somebody cut a flag out of somebody else's boxers. And that's why we apologize. Oh, I think somebody did apologize. And that is the end of How to Apologize by David LaRochelle and Mike W. Mike, I will learn how to pronounce your name. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a summer full of friendship and fun.